Let's solve questions related to solutions in chemistry subject from 2012 to 2016 ESET previous question papers. So let's go to the first question. Potassium metal and potassium ions. So if you remember, potassium atom will be having 19 protons and 19 electrons, whereas potassium ion will be having 19 protons and 18 electrons. So if you see this, you can simply observe it is having the same number of protons. So this is a table for it. So next, sodium metal and sodium ions have, so sodium in atomic form in its nucleus will be having 11 protons and 12 neutrons and 11 electrons, whereas sodium Na plus ion will be having, its nucleus will be having 11 protons, 12 neutrons and 10 electrons. So in either way, in either of them, you will be having the same number of neutrons. So it will be having the same number of neutrons. So you can see it from the same here also. So which of the following is an non-aprotic and non-polar solvent? So basically non-polar solvents are compounds that have low dielectric constant and are not mixable with water. So they include chemicals like benzene, carbon tetrachloride and diethyl ether. So if you observe the options, this is a non-polar solvent. So going to the next question. So crystals of sodium chloride belong to which system? So they are basically cubic in nature, because if you observe sodium chloride crystals, they obey this cubic order. So you can simply remember that the answer is cubic. So the pH of a 0.05 molar acetic acid is, provided Ka is given. Now for H plus, you have the formula under C into Ka. So here the concentration is 0.05 and Ka is given as 2 into 10 power minus 5. So if you simplify it, you will be getting 0.10 into 10 power minus 5, or I can simply write 0.001. Now if you see the pH, I have to apply logarithmic minus log H plus. So minus log 0.001, I can write this in the form of 1 by 1000. So negative gets cancelled and I will be writing as a 10 power 3. Now the answer is this. So remember the formula, root C Ka, and for pH you have logarithmic value. Next, so the volume in milliliter of a 0 molar solution of sodium hydroxide required neutralize 100 ml of 0.3 molar solution of H3PO3. Now we remember, we also know that N1V1 is equal to N2V2, where N2 is the molarity into basicity for H3PO3. So it is given as 0.3 into 2. So I can simply have it as 0.6 normal. Now similarly for N1, it is given as 0.1 into 1. So I will be getting 0.1 normal. Now the question is N1V1 is equal to N2V2. So 0.1 into V1 is equal to 0.6 into 100 ml. Here it is 100 ml. So if I simplify, V1 will be 0.6 into 100 divided by 0.1. So V1 is equal to 600 ml So I need 600 ml to completely neutralize this solution. Next, what happened to a solution when a non-volatile solute is added to a solvent? So if you observe, the vapor pressure of a solvent is lowered by addition of a non-volatile solute to a solution. So the decrease in the vapor pressure can be explained using entropic differences of a liquid and gas phase along with the position of dissolved particles after the addition of the solute. So if you see the options, the vapor pressure will be decreasing. Now I can show you a diagrammatic explanation in which, so here, so there is a reduction in rate of vaporization. Okay, so let's go to the next question. How much volume of 0.1 molar hydrogen H2SO4 is required to neutralize a 50 ml 0.2 neutral sodium hydroxide? So we remember number of equivalents of acid and bases should be same. So we have our formula N1V1 is equal to N2V2. This is your N1, so which is 0.1 into 2 into V1 is equal to, here you have 0.2 normal into 1 into 50 ml. So if I rearrange, V1 is equal to 2 into 50 by 2, or V1 is 50 ml. I have the solution for this here also. So why sodium chloride is more soluble in water? So at molecular level, salt dissolves into water due to electrical charge and due to the fact both water and the salt compounds are polar with positive and negative charges sides of the molecule. Now water molecules pull all the sodium and chloride ions apart, breaking the ionic bond that is held together. So if you see the options, so water is a polar solvent, and here sodium chloride has this particular concept, ionic bond. So I have the explanation for this here. So which solvent is also called universal solvent? So basically water is called the universal solvent as water dissolves any substance than any other liquid. The bent molecule shape makes it polar and it gives oxygen atom a partial positive charge and hydrogen atoms partial positive charges. Water does dissolve non-polar molecules, and water molecules and their interaction with salt molecules explain us about this. So I have a diagrammatic representation of this. So you can download this PDF in the link available in the description of this YouTube video. So 1 molar solution of sodium hydroxide is prepared by adding, so 1 mole of sodium hydroxide will be having 40 grams of sodium hydroxide. So we can say if you want to prepare 1 molar sodium hydroxide solution, we need 40 gram of sodium hydroxide dissolved in 1 liter of water, so that we get 1 molar NaOH. So this is your answer. So next, a solution is a mixture formed when one or more solutes dissolve in a solvent. So I will show you the diagram. So you have water, 2 solutes, and dissolved, you get a sugar solution dissolved in a solvent. With this, the questions related to this topic are completed.